Hello everyone. This video is designed to illustrate how easily you can add multimedia to annotations in CoStudio. Images are very easy to add. All you need is a JPEG somewhere on the web. Wikipedia offers many images and is relatively stable, so that's the easiest place to find material. If I click on this image of Shakespeare, for example, what you're given is a file wrapper, so you need to click on it a second time to get to the actual JPEG file. There it is here. So I'm going to copy that URL, that web page address, and go back to my CoStudio copy of Hamlet. So if I or a student wanted to add that image, it's as simple as getting into the annotation tool, and I can even paste it directly into this body here, and it recognizes it as an image. I choose to share it with my group. I'll say this is historical since that's an actual person, and save. It's that easy to add in an image. It's also very easy to add in film, but it does take one extra step. So if I go to this whole document that shows me the annotations anywhere on this document, you'll see that these four appeared. These are all filmed versions of the famous To Be or Not to Be soliloquy, and I've added in those films here. Kenneth Branagh's version, for example.
To be or not to be.
And you can do that. You can see how valuable it is to see multiple versions
To be or not to be. That is
of the same scene.
to be or not to be.
Now let's say you want to add yet another version of that soliloquy. You just have to find it on YouTube or upload it to YouTube or any place that allows you to store images that can be embedded somewhere else. So here's another version of the same.
To be or not to be.
When you're at YouTube, you'll see that at any video that's made publicly accessible, you can click on this share button, and there's an embed code. If you click on that and copy the embed, all you need to do then is go back to your text in CoStudio. I'm going to highlight that same text string. Now instead of pasting it directly into here, you need to go into the code view here and paste in that embed code that I just copied from YouTube. If I save that, then that video that we just saw will get added to the others. So if I go here, there it is.
To be or not to be.
So it's that easy to add in a video. Once you begin playing with the video tool, you can think about how useful it can be for teaching. So let's say I'm teaching Lord Alfred Tennyson's The Charge of the Light Brigade. I can very easily then make available, say, the bugle charge that was sounded, because there was one surviving buglist who has been recorded doing that.
I am Trumpeter Lansley, one of the surviving trumpeters in charge of the Light Brigade in Balaclava.
Again, all you need to do is find that embed code, click on Share, Embed, Copy. If I go back to my document and place it somewhere, I need to go to Embed and paste in what I just saved. And make sure that my groups can view this. I'll call this historical.
I am Trumpeter Nancy.
If I want to embed, say, Alfred Lord Tennyson's recording of his reading of the poem, again, I can do the same thing. Share, embed, copy. And if I return to Cove Studio, and let's do that on Lord Tennyson. Again, go to the code view, paste, save, call it cultural, I guess, save. This semester, one of the things I'll be doing with my students is having them create their own sonnets after learning about the form and learning about poetic scansion, then upload their sonnets to Cove Studio Purdue, and at which point I'm going to add them to their anthologies here. I've added one of my own to get them started. And what I'm going to ask them to do, after talking to them about the sound of poetry, is have them record their own poem, which I can then make available to them as an embed code. So I use Flipgrid, but you could use YouTube for the same. I'm just trying to make it easy for them. Once a video is posted, again, I can do the same thing. I can share, go to the embed code, and you say embed code copied, and then I can add it to the text. So I've done that. If I go to, you can do it through Shorts as well. And so I've added a reading of my first lines here. If I click on that, but for the memory of cold distress, I can share, find the embed code, and then go back to my poem and add in that embed code. Code view, paste, save. My groups can view this. But for the memory of cold distress. Again, I'll have my students do the same so that they can learn about the sound of poetic meter. Here's another example of how you can make use of multimedia. If I go to my dashboard at Cove Studio, I have the ability to create my own document. So let's say I'm running a study abroad in Venice, which is something I like to do. I could create, or rather upload a poem about, say, Piazza San Marco, and have students upload their own images from their trip to add to the poem. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to create a new document. We encourage people to use type directly into the form because you have better control over what you upload. So here's a poem about Piazza San Marco by Thomas Bailey Aldrich. I'm just going to copy that text and paste it directly in. The WYSIWYG here that means what you see is what you get. Makes it very easy for you to manipulate your text. I'm going to add some headers here so that it looks nice. When you're happy with your poem, you need to add in some metadata so you can find it again. The Piazza of St. Mark. At midnight. Aldridge, Thomas Bailey. I need to make the text annotatable, at which point students can actively annotate the text, and I create the document. If I go to one of my anthologies at CoStudio, I can open it, let's take, say, here, and then search for the title. Aldridge was the name. And there it is. It's not vetted because I'm the one who uploaded it. It doesn't follow our coding standards, but it's an easy way to make a text available, and I can assign it to my anthology. Once it's in my anthology, I can click on it. And what I did with my students is I created a Flickr account with them so that they could easily upload images from their trip to Venice and add them to this anthology. And once it's in a repository like this, one can easily, again, embed the image into an annotation. So for example, the two Moors here, I click on this button to share, and in particular I want the embed code again, so I'm going to copy that. If I go back to the poem that I just uploaded, you see there's a line here about the twin bronze Vulcans with their ponderous hammers, referring to those Moors. If I annotate that, make it sure my groups can view this and go to the code behind it, I just have to paste in the embed code that I just copied and save. So this is a direct link to the Flickr, the image in Flickr that was uploaded by one of my students.